Hello everyone, and welcome to my second episode. I am so excited about tonight's show. The phone already been ringing off the hook. The phone already been ringing. Hold on, let me get the phone together. Phone already was ringing. Hey y'all, I see y'all. Come on in. We got a hot topic tonight and a whole plot twist tonight. All right. Phone line is open. Phone line is definitely open. Happy Sunday, everybody. Thank y'all for coming back and tuning in and supporting my show that I had to start sooner than I wanted to, but it's okay. It's all right. It's going to be cool. Hello. How are y'all today on this amazing Sunday? Are y'all ready for the show tonight? Hey, Freddie. Hey, Thomas. Yes, I am super excited about the show tonight. Super excited to get into this topic and to talk about, the different views, the different opinions, and all that good stuff. So, phone lines are most definitely open. Carl said, no, a person will do whatever it is. First of all, the topic tonight is, can a woman push a man to cheat? And I always like to post the topic the day or two before the show so people can weigh in on it. I've seen so many mixed reviews, so many mixed things. I'm like, okay. I see everybody, weighing in. All right, hold on. Where am I at? No, this is wrong. Make sure y'all share. Make sure y'all share in the group, showing all that good stuff. Hello, Eric. Hey, Leroy. Hey, Bo. Thomas, now listen. Don't do me tonight. Don't do me, Thomas. Ebony said, yes, a woman could push a man to cheat. Well, listen, Ebony. I agree. I agree with you, sis. I agree. Thank you, LaShawn. Yes, I am so much better for everybody. I am so much better. Let me get this shared real quick. Yeah, stop, Thomas. Listen. Y'all know I'm all. I ain't gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. Not gonna say that. Cause I'm all for shooting my shot. Period. I ain't gonna be like that lady that got the little handwritten, post office thing. Oh no, baby. Not at all. All right, so come on, phone lines is open. Let's go. Phone lines is open. Thomas, I can't listen, Thomas. Thank you, Unique. Thomas, we're not gonna do that here though. You understand? We're not gonna do that on this Anyway, let's get back to the topic at hand. Cornell, nice to finally see you live. Yes, people be saying that all the time. I don't know how y'all miss my lives. Let me share it in a few more groups that I promised I was going to share it in so they don't miss it. And like I said, phone lines are open if you want to call in. Okay. Okay. All right, we're good. We're good. We're good. Let's go. We're good now. We're good. I think, okay, so Okay, so first of all, one of my videos that went viral at the very beginning was Sis, you're the reason he cheated. And it went viral like within a day. And I really wasn't surprised because I knew it was going to trigger some things for some people. And my point of that was because you always hear about cheating from a man's aspect. Cheating forever has always been the man's fault. Let's be real. Let's be real. Every breakup, us women blamed the men. That's what we did. We gotta own that. Knowing that it's not always them. It's not always them. And we're gonna be real. I'm gonna say some situations it can be both parties. Some situations it could be the man. Some situations it could be with a woman. But let's talk about what pushes a man to cheat. And I do want some of y'all to call in. Even if you disagree, whatever, we want to hear and we're going to respect your opinion and your view. But let me tell you something. Women will sit up and we will say, oh, well, I cheated because he wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing. You know, he wasn't helping me pay no bills. You know, I could do bad by myself. I wasn't appreciated. I wasn't valued. You know, he didn't show me no affection. Those are like the kind of comebacks you get when women cheat. You see what I'm saying? And for real, it's not really taking that serious or that deep when a woman cheat. Look at Jada Pinkett Smith. Baby, listen. Will was broken. August Pride still broken. But baby, that didn't stop social media from laughing at these men in their mental health. That didn't stop nobody. But let it have been the other way around. It would have been a whole uproar. Will Smith would have been the worst man on earth. They'd have tried to blackball him. Wayne supporting. But it's two different energies. It's a different energy when a woman cheats versus when a man cheats. So, you know, why can't men feel like and hold on, let me double back. I'm not condoning cheating. I'm not condoning it. But there's levels to it. There's levels to it. And I'm gonna get there. But men could use those same excuses. There's men that feel that like they're not valued. It's men that feel like under the roof that they live and they contribute and they pay bills that they're not respected. You know, why are a lot of our men in relationships and feel like don't nobody got their back? You know, or I'm not going to say nobody. I'm going to say, why are they in a relationship and feel like the woman that they're with doesn't have their back? They could say a lot of things. I'm going to tell a lot. I'm going to put a lot of your women on some game. The cheating really, at first, it don't even really be cheating. It be that your man needs somebody to talk to. And a woman gave him a listening ear. Gave him the listening ear that you didn't do. So basically, you wasn't doing your job in a relationship. And we're not going to sit up here in front like men don't be saying it. They do say it. Y'all ain't listening, though. When he's trying to talk to you. And he's trying to tell you how he feel. Y'all don't listen. Because a lot of y'all are only worried about the way you feel. Our first caller. Hello, caller.
Hello?
Hello, caller. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing, Shelly Kimia?
I'm doing good. That's amazing you can say my name.
Hey, I've been following your show, and I love your topics. They always on point.
Thank you. Can y'all hear him?
Can they?
They can hear you. Come on. What you got to say?
Good. Now, see, the cheating aspect is a two-way street. And this is what I mean. I can't always defend us as men. Because some men go out there and cheat because they're not happy. So it's a two-way street again. With the man, we need to address that with the woman. However, sometimes we run into women that they don't want to hear. So, hey, let's sit down and have a talk. And let's have a talk means not to argue. Let's get our views out on what's going on in our relationship. And I can speak from facts because been through this already. And yes, that caused me to get out there. And so, as I thought about it, you brought this up. I said, you know what? Yeah, let me call in. So, I'm going to address the men. If you run into a woman in this situation, instead of cheat, just leave. That's the best thing to do. Just leave. So you can leave with your head up. Because if once you cheat, we feel like dirtbags. Like, well, you know, wow, I did go out there. So the best thing to do is just leave. If you cannot talk about it, if there's no way around it, and discussion is not an option, you got to go.
You know what?
Because cheat, yes.
I agree with part of what you're saying. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you what happens when us women are in a relationship with y'all men, you know, and y'all talking about y'all gonna leave. Guess what most women say?
What's that?
You ain't gonna see your kids.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put you on child support. I'm gonna make your life miserable.
Yeah.
Am I lying? I mean, tell me if I'm lying.
You know, because, I mean, I'm walking that particular road. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, but see, once that's done, then what? It's not going to change that fact. That whatever happens.
It's not. So why would a woman ever want to force a man to stay when he's not happy? And she knows he's not happy, though. It's like she just wants somebody around, or she just wants somebody that's there to contribute to the bills. Let's be real. If we going to be real, it's horrible. It's horrible. It's a lot of men in relationships right now with women that they don't want to be with, but they always getting threatened with something.
Yeah.
And then people will say, well, why don't you just leave? Listen, I just came to be real one today. That's all.
That's right.
I respect your view. I really do. I respect it because I don't condone cheating. Yeah, if you're unhappy, leave. But my thing is, people on the post even said that. But let's talk reality. Let's not talk generalization. No, let's talk reality. Let's talk about the things that happen when a man tries to leave. That's what people don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
So my thing is, men are damned if they do, damned if they don't.
And see, as men, we need to really accept that, like, it's going to be either or. So it's like you heard the saying, pick your poison.
Yeah.
You can go through that and be happy without her, or you can go through more hell and still be with her.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, for fathers that's going through that, this is what I'm going to say they should do. Make sure that you stay there for your kids. You meet somebody else. You make sure that you make your child's life, and that you are the man that they look to. And if she's dating somebody else, because can't nobody do for a child like that father, just like can't nobody do for a child like that mother.
Right.
So then we have to step up. We have to still be there. You know, because like I said, I'm going through this, and I go over there and I say to the guy, "Hey, what's up?" You know, and
right. But you know why you do that? You know why you do that? You can do that because you no longer want her.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You can be cordial. You can be respectful. But let me tell you something. In situations that there are women that are married to a whole nother man, but
that's not right.
will act that same way. Will act like, oh, I don't want my kids around your new girlfriend. But you have a husband, and he lives in the house, and he's around the kids. But you know what that comes from? That comes from her still wanting him. You see what I'm saying? These are the deep issues people don't want to talk about, and it's sad.
And see, that's funny that you brought this up, because I brought this to her mother. I said, now, when I do go out there and meet somebody, I hope that she's ready. I said, because I had to be ready, and I had to accept it. And her own mother looked at me, she says, I'm going to tell you, Daryl, she's not going to be ready. So she's not going to have a choice.
Right.
You know, if I'm being cordial and I'm being a man about the situation, hey, I'm making sure I'm watching this guy to make sure that he's not going to mistreat my daughter. So when I meet somebody, she should understand that, yes, I'm going to make sure that this person treats my child, our child, with respect.
Right.
So don't worry about that. I got that.
Right. Absolutely.
But I never thought about it on that fact. Like, you know, like, well, she still might want you. To be honest, I can't see it because it's been years. But
no, it might not be your situation. It might not be your situation. I'm sorry. I'm saying there are situations like that. I've had women reach out to me and say, I'm married to a man that has children to another woman. She's married to another man, but she doesn't want me around her kids, and I've done nothing but treat them like mine. I said, sis, because I don't care if she's married to somebody else or not. She still has feelings and she still wants him. That's why that behavior comes about. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying that's your situation though, honey. I'm saying that this is something that happens and it's confusing because you'll sit up and think, well, she's married. She's happy. You know, the kids are around him. Why can't the kids be around the father's new girlfriend or the father's new wife? It don't make sense. It don't make sense unless you still want him and you got feelings for him. But for real, that's when the husband should step up and be like, well, why can't he see the kids?
Yeah.
I'm just being real. I'm just saying. I thank you for calling in from California, though.
That's right. Thank you very much. I'll be posted. This is Daryl. I'm posted.
Okay. Thank you so much for calling in.
No problem. Bye.
Okay, everybody. I know people are in here asking me what's the number. I posted the number. It's pinned up. I'm taking calls. Let's go. The topic got like a little bit, over, but those are the situations that happen. Here goes our next call. Hello, caller. Hello, caller. Hello. How are you?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm good. Yeah, I was just going to speak on that topic real quick. That a lot of people don't realize. I used to work for a strip club, and one of the things that I used to see a lot was men coming in talking to strippers, not getting dances, but talking to them, paying them to have a conversation piece because they can't find an outlet.
Oh.
They can't find an outlet. Yeah.
Oh, that's something new to me.
Yeah, a lot of women think men go to strip clubs to see ass cheeks clap. That's not really the reason why. Some do.
Right.
You go in and have fun, depend on your age limit. But there are a lot of married men that come in there. That's why that big bar, you got guys sitting there talking to these women, paying them $40 just to have a conversation.
Wow.
Trying to get an outlet, find an outlet. You wonder why Candy makes the money and Candy ends up being the new girlfriend on the side? It's because
she listening.
He's looking for an outlet.
Yeah.
She's listening. She's the listening ear that the wife ain't doing at home or the girlfriend's not doing at home.
Yeah. And that's sad. That's sad to reside in the same household as a woman and you cannot talk to her. That gotta be. Go ahead. I'm sorry. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Check this out. If you ask a lot of men, to be honest, how many men sit outside in their car an hour before they walk in the house? Because they got to prepare themselves mentally to walk into the house.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. There's a world that women don't see or even hear about. But
wow.
If this conversation is on the air, there's going to be a lot of guys who will tell you that I'm telling the truth on that.
Wow. Well, so okay, I'm glad y'all calling in and I'm glad y'all opening up. So it's like when y'all men call in, y'all teaching us stuff. You see what I'm saying? And y'all bringing stuff to the table that we don't know. I just thought it was just women that sit in the car, just sit in the car, think and stuff like that. I didn't know men did that.
Oh yeah, men do that more often than you think.
Probably be sitting in the car and don't even really want to go in the house because they don't feel like arguing after they done worked all day.
Exactly. That's exactly why they're doing it. I know my 3 minutes is almost up because I just wanted to get that out real quick. Go ahead and do what you do, and I'm going to continue to listen.
Okay, thank you so much for calling in.
No problem.
Okay. All right, we got another caller. All right, y'all. I know I had like 4 calls that came in while he was on, so call back. The line is open right now. But that was like informational for us. So I hope like we're listening. You know what I mean? And I really hope that we're taking mental notes. Hey caller, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Hi.
You doing right today?
Hi, I'm good, and you?
I'm doing okay. I was calling to speak on that topic that I just saw you posting online today.
Okay.
Yeah, about that little topic that we talked about earlier. I've been through all that. You know, I've been through all the same thing. The baby mamas, you know, not wanting you to see the kids, and now I've been to the point where my baby mama didn't want me to bring my kids nothing. I mean, she'll tell me, well, if you don't, if I can't go with you to get this stuff, don't bring the kid none at all. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's kind of crazy for a person to tell a child's father, well, if I can't go with you to do something, you can't do it, period. You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy. And another thing is, I noticed that a lot of men out here that we do too is, a lot of times we allow these things to happen to us towards when women do things to us. Because sometimes we could, you know, do things about it, but sometimes we do things to please them, to make them happy.
Right.
Not knowing that we're hurting ourselves together. We hurting ourselves. You know what I'm saying? But when you love somebody, when a man loves a woman, you know, that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? We try to make things convenient for them. You know what I'm saying? That's the men that love women.
Right, but who makes it convenient for you?
Yeah, but that's the point I was saying, that sometimes, you know, we men, we don't think about ourselves sometimes. Which, you know, that could be our fault too. You know what I'm saying? That could be our fault, you know, but at the same time, when you, like I said, when you love somebody, you know, sometimes, you go to the extreme, you know, even if the other person don't, you know what I mean?
Right.
And when you get tired, and I'm going to say this to all, if anybody hear me, guys, you know when you get tired, because one thing I have learned,
right,
you will leave and you will never, ever go back.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
And all I can tell guys today is this. If you got any kids, if the woman allow you to take care of them, take care of your kids.
Right.
That's all I can say. If she can allow you to do it, take care of them. Because a lot of these days, that type of women don't want you to really take care of your kids. I don't know why. That's crazy, but
right.
I don't know why. But if you got a kid out there, and if the woman allow you without no argument, no fussing, and nothing like that,
right,
just do it. You know what I'm saying? With no problem. You know, do what you can do, because you only can do what you can do anyway in this world anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna say this, then I'm gonna get off the phone, because I got a lot of, I can talk all day. But anyway, another thing, this is what I want to say to women with the kids too.
Mm-hmm.
Women with kids, especially with girls, because I'm gonna say this. I'm going.
Okay.
Women with girls, please, I don't care how many kids you got. If you got any girl, please, pay attention to them. Teach them how to be a young lady.
Right.
Teach them how to respect men, first of all, because I got 3 daughters, and my daughter, I raised my daughter. And first time I see my daughter, you first love the Lord, and then respect me. Because if you respect me, you respect the man that you have grown up to be.
Mm-hmm.
You don't grow up to come. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't respect me now, you're not going to respect the man that you think you're going to be with when you get older.
That's right, right.
So that's the main thing I try to teach my daughter. But she ain't going to teach her. You're going to respect her. I ain't going to teach nothing. You're going to do that. As long as I take care of you, you're going to do that.
Right.
Anyway, if you got any kids, guys, take care of them and do the best you can. That's all you can do in this world. And if you can't, try not to worry about the woman if you ain't with her. Because if you worry about her, you ain't going to handle your business. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Right.
Anyway, you have a nice day, okay?
You too. Thank you so much for calling in.
Okay, you're welcome. No problem.
Okay. I know it's a few people that had called. The line's clear now, but I want to kind of shift it, back to topic, because I want to put a scenario out there, because I'm not sitting up here saying that cheating is right, because it's not. I wouldn't want to be cheated on. I wouldn't want to see anybody else be cheated on. But you have to understand there's a responsibility inside of the relationship. And hold on 1 second, y'all. Hello, caller.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, how are you? You have to mute me. You have to mute me.
Oh, I gotta mute you?
On the other thing, you gotta mute me, because I can hear me.
Oh, all right. Hold on to me. Gotcha. All right, you hear anything now?
I can hear you now.
All right. This is Thomas in the building.
Thomas?
Yes, ma'am. How you doing?
Hey, Thomas, I'm good, and you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Okay. As far as today's topic, can a woman push a man to cheat?
Uh-huh.
Hell, yes.
I agree.
Okay, and the reason why I say that is because in my past, I've had an ex-girlfriend tell me, I asked her, is there anything that we can do that we haven't done,
Uh-huh.
that we may not have done? Is there anything that we can do for the future as far as to better this relationship?
Right.
She looked me dead in my eyes, and she said, I don't care. It's your business. And I looked at her, and I had to process, you know what I mean, everything. Because, you know, when you care about somebody, you thinking at that very moment, it's like the angel and the devil talking.
Right.
And you thinking to yourself, like, should I really do her in? Or, you know what I'm saying, or should I just, like...
Thomas, are you still in that relationship?
Huh?
Are you still in that relationship?
Oh, no. I'm speaking on a past situation that could probably help somebody else.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I've been single for some time now. Oh, wait. Before I even get to that point, I just wanted to say, first of all, Shalakimia, I love what you're doing. You know, this is Symbol back in the building for the second time. But I will say this. I want to be a blessing to you. And I heard you speaking about a different line about connections and things like that. I have a personal friend that owns Derucci Leather in New York. And I want to be a vessel to where if you need any distribution as far as manufacturing, anything like that, anything that you would need, cosmetics, clothing, stuff like that, then you do have an avenue open.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, so, you know, I've been tuned in for some time, and I said, well, ain't no need for me to have this to the side, you know what I mean, and not try to help her, because I've seen that you've been still doing your little journey and stuff like that, but these, you know, they kind of already set in their kind of financial status, and you're continuing to build, so
right.
Why not help you on that side?
Thank you. Yeah, we'll talk. Thank you so much.
Yeah, but as far as the fellas out there, the topic that she is talking about, that it's 100% true, and a lot of us go through that. But a lot of thing about us men, we may not voice it as much as the women's side, because it's a thing about ego. It's a thing about pride that we're not gonna say, oh, you know what I mean. We'll tell our boys, or like our close friends, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, she was tripping over here.
Yeah.
But to translate the tripping part, there's a lot more to the tripping part. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But then oftentimes it's like they don't want to have a resolution. But I tell you one thing that happened at the end of it. I will give you the results of what happened.
Mm-hmm.
She told me, that's your business. You good on that end. But then a year later, because I said, listen, one thing listen, as far as what people say, you can say whatever you want to say. Patterns do not lie. And when I broke up with her, I think it was a year later, I was in a Pizza Hut parking lot. She called me. She said, oh, you know, this man ain't doing this. He don't come by. He don't see the child. He don't do. And I told her, I said, listen, that's your problem.
Right.
You do what you had. I need you made that bed. I need you to lay down and get very comfortable.
Baby. Okay? Get comfortable under the covers.
Listen, I said, listen, I don't really got time for it. I hear you crying. You call my sister and everybody crying. You know, I'm sorry. I said, well, because she told me in the beginning, she said, well, you know, you're not normally the type of guy I would go for. I would go for this, this, and this. Meaning, you know what I'm saying, the guys that look the alpha role. You know what I mean? But then I said, it's levels to that. Because you got sections of alphas. You got financial. You got physical. You got wisdom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? it's levels to it.
Right.
So then,
Thomas, I'm not trying to rush you. I'm not trying to rush you at all. The line is blowing up though, and I gotta make sure everybody gets in. But I need you just wrap up real quick.
Okay, so pretty much, long story short, she got 2 kids, 2 different fathers. I have no kids. She learned her lesson. All resulting in her thinking the grass was greener on the other side.
Yeah.
And as far as the other thing, as far as the other proposal that I give you, any information, just hit me up.
Okay, just message me so when I get off of here, I can message you back.
All right, no problem.
Okay, thank you so much, Thomas.
All right.
Okay. The line's clear now. But listen, so what I was about to say was, this is the scenario. So the scenario is, I can't even get through the scenario. Hold on, y'all. Hey, caller, how are you? Hello?
Hello?
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, I'm good. So you want to weigh in on the topic?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I mean, I was married for 5 years. At one point in time. And I think at one point in time in my marriage, I just got very brutally honest with my wife, because I was putting her through school, nursing school, and stuff like that, and then like the sex just stopped, and then I'm just like, wait a minute. So I just told her, like, if you don't start like giving it up, I could have used better words. I will say that. If you don't start giving it up, like, it's gonna be a disaster. Like, I will say,
it's gonna be what?
It took me a minute. It's gonna be a disaster.
Oh, okay.
If you don't, take care of your wifely duties, as I'm out there working, and at that time I was working 120 hours a week.
Ooh.
I slept in my car more than I slept at home.
But
so, yeah,
let me pause you 1 second. I don't understand when you love somebody and y'all are together. How are you not intimate? And this is a lot of women that are not intimate with their husbands. They get married and stop being intimate. And then when you go cheat, they're mad. Me personally, as a woman, let me tell you something. Me personally, as a woman, if I'm not doing what I have to do, if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing in my marriage, and my husband steps out, I promise you, I'm not going to be mad. I'm not. There's no way I can be mad. But go ahead. I'm going to let you finish, because that's my plot twist tonight. I'm going to let you finish. Go ahead.
And then, she came in with you going to see, do you still want to see your daughter? Do you like seeing your daughter every day? And I was just like, okay. But, I want to say this to my brothers. Man, listen, let me tell you something. Stop sitting around letting that woman tell you when you going to see your kids. And I'm going to say it to you like this. Y'all better get in that. If you're going to be ignorant to the law, then you deserve to be on, because I'm not on child support. And you need to understand, when you want peace, give it up. I gave up my house, all that stuff. It cost me $30,000 to get out of my marriage, but I'm not on child support. And to keep it real, because I learned the laws and I learned how to play the game, she would have ended up owing me child support. See, dudes don't want to. We tend not to fight and sit there and just be like, oh, nah, man, listen. You're not going to tell me I can't see my daughter. You're not going to control that portion. I'm not going to let you.
Right. I feel you.
You're not going to dictate how I'm going to be a father to my child. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of men do that because they don't want to fight, or they feel like, oh, man, I don't want to go. Man, I was up in that courthouse. Oh, Mr. Randolph, you got pictures of the room for your daughter. Yes, I do, Your Honor. had my lawyer, this and that. And the story is funny too, because the child support and all that stuff, the courts, the crazy part about that, it don't even be the women judges. It be the older men.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we went to the last part of it, you know, I did an emergency hearing. We went to the last part of it or whatever.
Right.
The judge is like, oh, I don't want to, you know, her to really say nothing. She don't got a lawyer. And I said to him, so what's that supposed to mean? Because if I didn't have a lawyer, y'all would have proceeded.
Wouldn't even have cared. Wouldn't even have cared about you not having a lawyer, though. We gonna be real.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And then another thing that plays a part, too, because, you know, at that time, you know, I was federal law enforcement, but I wouldn't wear my uniform.
Right.
So, you know, I was up in there with street clothes. So to him, it was like, oh, you just another nigga. But when I went up in there with my uniform and all my credentials and all this other stuff, he changed his whole tune.
I bet.
You know,
I bet.
I just tell dudes, man, stop sitting around letting these women tell you there's no way. There's no way. I got this money, I'm gonna throw it to this lawyer, and we going. And I tell everybody, don't go in that courtroom naked, because if you do, you know what I mean. But I just, you know, I'm not trying to keep you long, but yo,
no,
you know,
yeah, I do gotta go. I don't want to rush you, but the line is like it's blowing up.
Nah, go ahead.
But no, thank you for your input, because I think people needed to hear that, because there's a lot of men that get discouraged sometimes with going the legal process when it comes to their kids. So that was so needed. So needed. I want you to know that. Those are the bulk of my questions when it comes to men.
Before I go tell men, depending on the state you in, I don't know, it depends. Yo, nobody has custody of a child until either parent goes and put in the paperwork.
He's right. Nobody has custody. You're right. You're absolutely right. So go ahead.
If she's like, oh, I'm going to keep you from your kids, you can be like, all right, well, let me pick them up one day and not bring them back to her, and the judge can be like, who got custody? Nobody. Well, those are his kids. What do you want me to say?
Right. Absolutely. Thank you so much for calling in. I'm sorry I don't have more time.
Have a good one.
Thank you so much. Okay, y'all. Let me get to my plot twist real quick. And yes, I see people in the comments and people saying, well, call in. Let me get to my plot twist really fast. So I'm talking about, you know, can women push men to cheat? Let me tell you the scenario to where these things happen. And like I said before, if I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing, how can I get mad if my man goes and gets what he needs somewhere else? Because just like us women, men need an outlet as well when it comes to talking. But let me tell you something, that's where the cheating be starting though. It be with your man needing to vent, needing to talk. So you know, a woman is available, and this woman is listening. This woman is giving him everything that, you know what I mean, he's needing at that time. So what does he do? He gravitates to her. You understand? That's just like us women, because we've cheated. We justified it. We gravitate to the things that we be needing. But it's not no difference when it comes to a man. It's just that, you know, y'all try to make it seem like, you know, they're 100% wrong for doing that. But when we do it, we don't look at it as wrong. We look at it as, you know what, we went and got what we needed for us, you know. But that's where it starts. It starts with a conversation. It starts with him being comfortable with talking to her about the things that he's been holding inside. But let me just come with the plot twist, okay? So the plot twist is what a relationship is, because I don't think a lot of people understand what a relationship really is. A relationship is a physical and an emotional interpersonal relationship between two people. So let's get technical, because I like to get technical. You understand? And I like things that make sense. So if you in a relationship with someone and it started out as a relationship and then it started dying down and things stopped happening. Y'all stopped dating. Y'all stopped talking. Y'all stopped spending time. Y'all stopped having sex. Technically, by the definition of relationship, you're no longer in a relationship. So a lot of y'all didn't get cheated on. I said what I said. A lot of y'all did not get cheated on. You know why? Because you treated that person like a roommate. Y'all became roommates. When the emotional, the affection, the talking, the physical, when all that stopped, y'all became roommates that paid the bills together. Period, point blank. So if I'm in a relationship and all those things stopped, and the other party was trying to talk to me, trying to work things out, trying to be affectionate to me, and it's something they display on TV all the time. They display it on TV all the time, where the man be wanting to be affectionate with his wife. I was just watching it on Tyler Perry, The Oval. Honey, who watched The Oval? She got that fine husband, honey. He real fine. He was trying to get him some. You understand? The Secret Service dude. He was trying to get him some, and she was like, it was 2 episodes. She was like, no, I don't want to. No, I don't want to. I don't feel like it. I'm tired. Oh, you just tired every day. And you can't give your husband none. So what happened? The first lady went down on him. The first lady. Not saying it was right. But when you in them kind of situations, that's like me as a woman. I'm in a relationship with a man. He ain't touching me. I'm not saying, I'm going to be out here looking for it. But baby, somebody make a move on me, I might think about it. Like, well, hold on. Baby, I got some needs. It might cross my mind. And I'll be like, you know what, Yap, I gotta go ahead and get out of this situation. Because I got needs and I got wants and I almost did something. You see what I'm saying? That's why it's important to communicate in a relationship. So can us women push men to cheat in some situations? Absolutely. 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 Caller, hello. How are you?
Hey, how's it going?
It's good.
No, I'm good. I just wanted to chime in right quick. It's not going to take long.
Okay.
Quite frankly, I think yes. Reason why being because there are a lot of men out there that want to express themselves and lay themselves all down on the line and be 100% committed to their woman. But it seems like a lot of stuff that be on our mind as men, we're afraid to say it because we'll get back, oh, be a man, suck it up, or why you're whining, why are you crying? I had a woman tell me that one time, why are you whining? Why are you crying? Why are you complaining?
Because you can cry, because you're hurting, and because you're going through something, and that's okay. That's okay.
Right.
That wasn't the woman for you, though, baby. Because a real woman that's for you is going to comfort you. You understand? It's going to give you a hug. She's not going to sit up there and be like, why is you crying and doing all that?
Right. And I'm just agreeing with the fellas, speaking on in the comments. And just like, I don't know if you paid attention or not to the comment, or it's a certain lady on there named Shakira or whatever. I think she's on there. And I just simply spoke to her. I was like, hey, you have to be respectful to men. And the first thing to come out of her mouth is, well, I said, who hurt you? She said, she put in the comments, well, your mother, whoever.
Oh, I do see that person. Hold on. I do see that person. Hold on. That person just said, I do see that. It's probably a troll page or something. So if you got all the answers, hold on. If you got all the answers, where is your king at? I never said, hold on. I never said I had all the answers. And second of all, it's none of your business where my king's at, baby. How about that? And you ain't got to be on my live. See, that's weird to me on social media. People don't like you, don't like what you say, but baby, they be in your face. Do you understand? They be all on your face, all on your page. Shakira, I didn't beg you to come over here, baby. I didn't summon you over here. I didn't ask you to come over here, period. You don't gotta be over here. And don't be getting smart with people in my comments. But it's okay, because you gotta go. You gotta go. Don't worry about where my man's at, though. God didn't give my man the message, baby. He gave it to me. Period. But go ahead, honey. Go ahead on the phone. What was you saying?
And that was my comment. I'm like, and that's what's wrong with, and that's why most men today have lack of confidence in what they have, because, you know, without her even speaking, my mom passed away in 2011 for breast cancer. Without her knowing, speaking out of her neck, you know, she just blurted it out. And that's another thing that most women do. They speak without thinking.
And that's what she said. Okay. When you said who hurt you, and she said your mom.
Yeah.
See how wrong that is, though? That's so wrong. You don't know somebody's situation, but that's how you know when the information is applies to people. You see what I'm saying? Because what you coming on her being negative for? If you don't like the topic, don't come over here. But to sit up there in the comments and say that man's mom and that man's mom passed away, that's wrong. That's dead wrong. People are just ignorant.
Oh yeah.
People are just ignorant. I'm sorry that you even had to go through that in the comments. I don't know about, you know, losing a mother, but I'm sure that, you know, that hurt you and took a toll on you. And that comment was hurtful and hateful.
Oh yeah, most definitely. But yeah, but most men, I encourage you to stay strong. You know, this is what my last thing I'm saying. I'm gonna go. But most men on here, I encourage you to stay strong. No matter what you're going through, if you're going through the same thing, just continue to, you know, seek God and ask Him, you know.
Absolutely.
Get your prayer closet going. You know what I'm saying? I got me a prayer closet. You know, it's in the scripture where He says, you know, when you come to Him in secret, He'll bless you openly.
Absolutely.
So,
I love a prayer closet.
Get in that prayer closet. Yeah, get in that prayer closet, pray, and, you know, God intercede and everything else.
Right.
So that's all I have to say.
Right. Thank you so much for calling in. And I'm so sorry you had to go through that.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, I thank you so much, King, okay? Have a good day.
No problem, you too.
Thank you. Hello?
Hey, how are you, Queen?
Hey, caller, what's going on?
Coolin'. I'm one of your top fans. I'm actually sitting here watching your live now. I ain't even gonna lie. First off, I gotta give you all mad respect.
Thank you. Oh, you a top fan. You a top fan.
Always. You feel me?
Thank you.
I mean, I ain't got no kids or nothing, but I can relate to a lot of the brothers that's been calling in and even in the comments for the simple fact, you know, I mean, a lot of my black male friends and even white male friends, they got kids, you feel me? And these is the situations they deal with their kids' mothers, you feel me? Like, I got a one friend, I mean, if he end up watching this live, he gonna be like, oh yeah, cuz talking about me. But she make it to where, like, she don't want her daughter's father to be involved with her, be involved in her life, you know, get a daughter gifts. She even got her daughter calling this man by his first name. And, like, with me, that's a whole no-no. You see what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, I feel like
he's trying to beat it.
I feel like, that's wrong in a way. I know some people have, you know, the reasons of why they do, you know, the things they do. I don't think I would ever tell my children to address their fathers other than dad. You know what I mean? You know, that's just me. Unless there was some kind of abuse involved, I understand the child shouldn't even be around. But on the flip side, I mean, that's the only, you know, thing I could say that, you know, but if there's no abuse involved, there's no need for the disrespect. But like I've said before, there's a lot of toxic women raising our young queens to be toxic like they are. And it's hurtful and it's a shame.
And a lot of these same toxic men that a lot of, you know, women complain about nowadays, they also fit into the same category of women that's that's been raising these types of toxic, messed up men. Because, see, like me, don't get it twisted. Like, a lot of people come on my page talking about I'll be bashing black women, and it's like, no. I'm doing the same thing you and countless other black women that have finally woke up to see through the BS are doing, and it's calling them out on their BS. There's a difference between bashing
and
then calling you out on the BS.
So why when people bash black men, don't nobody say nothing? It don't get a lot of attention. It's really looked over. But soon as you know, like someone like me, you know, take responsibility, because that's how my platform started. Me taking responsibility for me taking responsibility that I'm not perfect, that I know how to stand corrected. You know what I mean? That I mess up too. And it's like, to be honest, I don't know any of these women personally. So when I come on here, I talk about general things that nobody talks about that's really going on when it comes to our black men. The stereotype. Then people are mad. Why aren't we mad when our black men are going through the same thing? That's what I don't understand. I don't get it.
But it goes into account of what Dr. Shahzad Ali said, you know, back in the 90s, and her book, Method, A Black Man's Guide to Better Understanding the Black Woman. Pretty much she said, you know, the black woman in America has not been thoroughly examined and held accountable for her contributions to the destruction of the black community. So it's not just all on the brothers, you know. It goes back to feminism and, you know, this Section 8 crap and everything. You feel me? That's why a lot of us brothers is out here getting smoked left and right in the streets, or either getting put in jail for gangs and gun violence and drugs and all this.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because I ain't got a good relationship with my mama, and I'm her firstborn. Two, I know definitely I am a reminder of her poor decision, because I don't.
And you hold on, King. Are you talking about you're a reminder of her being with your dad?
Probably, I think that's what it is for real. Because, you know, like, my most recent ex-girlfriend was crazy. Now, me and my most recent ex-girlfriend's mother, we actually get along like how me and my mom should get along. Mm-hmm. You know? And, like, my ex and her mother, they ain't really got a good history with me. But I can say this. When it comes down to my ex's mother, she actually, even though me and her daughter been split up a month, she still calls me son to this day. You feel me? Because of the type of person I am, the energy I carry. Yeah. You know, it even made me some things I said to her daughter that was crazy, but at the same time I was letting her know, like, hey, you messing up.
Right. King, I know I don't have a lot of time, but I appreciate you calling in. I really, really do. The information that you saying is so true.
Like, you saying everything. A lot of brothers that have actually been wrong have been wanting to say, but we get called weak by our own women, we get called weak by society, the whole world. So it's like, as a black man, we the most hunted on this planet right now. And
it was needed. It was time. It was like, you know, black men were voiceless for so long. You know what I mean? But it's time. You know, it's time for a big change. But I appreciate you so much for calling in.
Oh, definitely. And I'll be calling in on the next video, too.
Okay, thank you. And stay tuned in.
I definitely will. I'm going back to watching the rest of the video now.
Okay, thank you. So, while I was on her... Okay, so Virginia put up a comment and said, I don't think it's that they don't like you. They just feel as though you justify a lot of nonsense. I want to break this comment down before I move forward. Now, Virginia, that comment, what kind of nonsense am I justifying? And why, when it comes to black men, it's considered nonsense? Because both parties, us women, do the same kind of things. It's just addressed differently. It's justified. So that right there bothers me when you address what I'm addressing as nonsense. Why, when it comes to the black men, it's nonsense? Why, when a black man go ahead and cheat, all the time it's the same excuse. No. Some do cheat because that's what they want to do. And some cheat because they were pushed to. They weren't getting what they need. We're going to be real. Then she said, I don't agree with everything you say, but I agree with some things. My man likes the information you share. And I felt him saying that alone was enough for me to open up and listen to you as well. And that's amazing. And that's amazing. This is nothing but the tables being turned. Now, when a woman does something, it's not considered nonsense. There's like an urgency to address it, but I'm trying to stop the double standard. And let me tell y'all women something. You know what's so ironic? You know what's so ironic? We are the mothers of black men, right? A lot of us, I've had a lot of women on this page tell me the things you are talking about, my black son goes through with his baby's mom. My son goes through with his wife. I see it firsthand. There's really nothing that, I could do about it, but I hate seeing my son and he can't see his kids. I hate seeing my son and he's not happy. I just wanted to put that out there. It's not nonsense when it comes to the way that our black men feel and the way that they should be treated. It's not nonsense at all. I'm sorry. I can't agree with that. And that saddens me. That's how we're looking at their mental health, their feelings, just who they are as nonsense. I'm not addressing nonsense. I'm not making any excuses. Just like I said in my video, cheating is wrong. I don't condone it. I'm not condoning it. But it happens. But cheating happens. Why is it happening? When something happens to me, I ask questions. Why did you do that? A conversation goes a long way. We don't have conversations just like, oh, you know what? We're done. We're done with each other. And in some situations, the whole time, your man was trying to tell you. The whole time, the man was trying to tell you what was going on. And your ears was closed. You wasn't trying to hear it. You wasn't listening. But at the end of the day, I've had women inbox me and tell me, my husband left. I want my husband back. He's a good man. I wasn't doing my part. I was listening to what my mom had to say, my friends had to say, my cousins had to say. I was always arguing with them, always accusing them of stuff. I was doing all this different stuff. And I had a good husband. Y'all seen that Tyler Perry movie? What's it called? Dang, I forget what it's called. With Taraji P. Henson. And her sisters, her listening to her sisters is why her husband that never ever stepped out on her, and we seen that on our side of the movie, never ever stepped out on her. Never. When the divorce was final, he moved on. He still came back and bought her mother's house back. Gave her a check, I think, for $3 or $8 million. And he moved on with his life. That man did right. He did more than he should have done. And she was mad and she was hurt. Why? Because she listened to the wrong people about her marriage. When they were at the table, at the signing of the divorce, he asked her, are you sure? Because I still love you. And she said, I'm sure. With her miserable sister sitting there. Miserable. She pushed him away. She pushed him away. You can't sit up and say, I don't love you no more. I want a divorce. And then when the man go ahead and move on with his life, now you want him back. Now since he in the penthouse, you want him. Come on now. Come on now. Like I said, cheating happens. It's not right, but it happens. Why is it happening? I had some people calling in. You can call back in now. Oh, yep, Deshaun Acrimony. Oh, Lona, he gave him $10 million. Yeah. Yeah, come on. These situations happen in real life. Hey, caller.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, and you?
I'm doing great. My name is Jamel. I've been following you for probably about a month or so now, and I've been keeping up with your lives. I got to tell you, man, to speak on again, like all the other brothers been saying, man, what you're doing is a beautiful thing, especially for us as black men, because we don't have a lot of outlets on a positive note that we can look to or reach out for, to get some kind of understanding with what we deal with on the day-to-day. Now, speaking on the subject, I do wholeheartedly believe you can, because it goes both ways. I'd say from experience, I just recently, let me start by saying, I've been married going on 8 years. I've been in a relationship with my wife for 12, but we've been married 8 years.
Okay.
And recently we had a situation of infidelity. She stepped out, she cheated, and when I found out about it, of course, like the average man, you're going to take it as a shot on the chin, because it's like, okay, pride, all those good things come into effect. But aside from that, my first thought, and it might sound crazy coming from a man, because I know the stereotype, but initially my first thought was, how could she do that to herself as a married woman and a mother? It wasn't necessarily about how she was feeling or what drove her to do that, but I look at it all the time, especially when it comes to cheating. Cheating boils down to self-accountability. I don't care how you put it.
Okay.
Ain't nobody gonna make you. Can't nobody put it, unless excuse me for saying, unless it's rape or sexual abuse. No one can force you to do something that you don't want to do. That's first and foremost. Now, feeling like pushing somewhere away, yeah, you can, but there's a lot of levels to that. First and foremost, being, like you said, communication is key. A lot of times, us as black men, we can't really communicate our emotions and feelings because of the stereotype that we have to deal with on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
One, black man shows feelings a lot of times, and sorry to say, sisters, I love y'all to death, but a lot of this heat comes from y'all more so than anybody else on the face of this planet. Because not only are y'all looking for us to be held up to a certain standard, you have expectations, but you expect us to be perfect in an imperfect world.
That's true.
Now,
That's true.
A lot of times when it comes to a woman, as far as a woman pushing a man to cheat, like the brother said, going back to what my man said about the strip club situation, it's funny he mentioned that, because I'm an entertainer, and I perform in a lot of strip clubs and such, and a couple of my buddies went on me one occasion when I had to perform, and that's exactly what took place. Like, he spent the entire night in the strip club venting to a dancer about his relationship.
Wow.
And, like, given the fact when he got back home, like, and like, all my homies would attest to it, like, he was a totally different person when he got back home. To say his relationship got better, but I think it got better on the grounds of what was being told to him, and him actually feeling like when he was speaking, someone was listening and actually understanding.
Right.
You know what? It's always easy to say you can sit down with your husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, and talk. But if you're just talking and that's all you're doing, if no one is actually listening or taking in this information, or you're not taking heed to this man opening up to you about how he feels about something, what are you accomplishing there? And then a lot of times I see more so now today, a lot of women have a problem with accountability. When women, like you said, when women go out and do stuff, sometimes they just kind of get swept under the rug, or there's always an immediate excuse, or where her man must not been treating her right, or her man was doing this, or she was missing that in the relationship. But when it comes to a man, anytime that situation comes about with a man, it's always, man a dog. Man's a dog. Man ain't
automatically dog. You see what I'm saying? Automatically.
It's an automatic thing. So even when you're dealing with guys like, as women are good for saying there aren't any good men, what women need to understand is even the good men out here pay attention to how stuff goes down.
Yeah.
And at some point, you have to, like I said, that goes back to accountability, man or woman. But being the subject is what it is.
Right.
As a woman, you have to stop at some point and think there has to be a level of accountability when it comes to how men treat you, or how men are in a relationship with you, or how they deal with you. If you get to the point where you're constantly showing this man negativity, no matter how positive he's trying to be, which a lot of women take men trying to be positive as being ass kissers or always wanting something. Start understanding and learning what it means to be loved by a man.
Start listening.
If you don't know the first thing about love, you wouldn't know whether you're being loved or not. So you don't know how to reciprocate.
Yeah.
So it's too easy to say, he wasn't fulfilling this need, or he wasn't doing this for me. You have to ask yourself first and foremost, is that what you really want?
Right.
Because a lot of women that get
out here hollering about what they want in a man, and then when they get what they think they want, they kind of find out at that point it's not really what they wanted at all. But nine times out of 10, you probably have let go of a good man because you thought you wanted more than what that man was offering you at the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you leave a lot of damaged guys out here. That's where the stereotype of there aren't any good men comes about, because then the good men are falling back because they don't want nothing to do with it at all. They don't want nothing to do with these women out here because they don't want to play the guessing game on whether you're going to treat me right because I'm showing you I'm a good man, or you're going to continue to deal with what you're used to.
Right. And I have someone in the comments that say, yes, it's no different than a man pushing a woman to cheat. No, I'm not saying it's any different. I'm saying that it's always the conversation about how a man wasn't doing A, B, and C. This is why I did what I did. But when a man says, I did what I did because of A, B, and C, he's the villain. He's the wrong one. He's a dog. That's all I'm sitting up here trying to say. But
like, I can tell people from experience, like being a married man and going through the situation I went through, I can wholeheartedly speak as a man and say I don't love my wife any less, any more than what the situation. Of course, it changes the nature of how we deal with each other, but that's something we wholeheartedly agree we have to build on, and it comes with communication. But my thing was to her when I found out and everything hit the fan, and I asked her, like, just adult to adult, man to woman, tell me what it was that drove you to do that. And her answer to me was, it seemed like not just a lack of communication, but where there were issues, she always felt like people on the outside played more of an issue in our relationship. And what I always correlated to her was, of course you're going to have the world against you. Everybody's not going to like your relationship. Everybody's not going to like how you move, how you do things. But when you lock in and you realize when you're with a person that's about y'all and not what everybody else thinks, you'll have your peace. You'll have your peace. So what I told her was, if you felt at any point in time that because of how you felt other people felt about you or might think was going to play a role in how you felt about me, then it was your personal responsibility to come to me and talk to me and say, hey, baby, this is what's been bothering me. I want to talk.
Yeah.
But first and foremost, let me say this above all things, and I say this to all women, especially when it comes to us black men, because we do struggle with speaking out and expressing our feelings. Sometimes it would help to check on that brother before you're ready to prosecute. We as black men, we struggle with mental health on a day-to-day. I mean, you can be the humblest of humble people, but you can have something happen to you that flips the script. And a lot of times, women don't take the time to actually check on the man to see if there's something else going on outside of that, what would be characterized as a physical need or want. Sometimes men have things going on that they can't speak on because they can't find the words to speak on them because how the world is built, that stereotype.
That's so true. That's so true. Let me tell you something. You have just helped a lot of people. You have just sown a lot of seeds.
I hope so.
You listen, that right there, that took courage. That took strength. You sharing your testimony with other people.
I mean, like, I don't mean to cut you off, but it's deeper than that. Because in my situation, I actually spoke to the gentleman that she cheated on me with. And we had a real in-depth conversation as men, and the one thing that I brought to the table, and he was dope, giving some would say, oh, he was just saying that because they got caught. But duly know that the man gave me, I thought, was a sincere apology because of the nature of how he approached it. He didn't come off like Jody on some too bad, so sad, bro, where she chose me. Nah, wholeheartedly, this man told me, and he didn't sugarcoat the situation. He let me know verbatim, like, what type of situation it was that got them to that point. And at that point, I realized, we as brothers, we have a problem too when it comes to seeing things for what it is a lot of times. Because you could be dealing with a woman, you could love that woman wholeheartedly. And me, I also had to take a step back and say, well, I got to take some kind of accountability in this situation because I was missing something. It might have been my attentiveness. But at the same time, I have to look at the fact maybe I wasn't really in my right mind or in right place and settled to be focusing on things like that, And this guy told me, like, wholeheartedly, he was sincere. What he said was he was sincerely sorry for disrespecting the sanctity of my marriage. It wasn't about the woman. It was about the fact that he knows she was a married woman. He knows she had a husband and kids at home, and it didn't cross his mind if shit had hit the fan, how it would affect her kids.
Right. Yeah.
Even in a moment to say after all this is said and done,
he had to ask himself, like, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you, what was I thinking? Because if this woman shows me she'd be willing to do something like that, what would be my actual attraction to her? I couldn't possibly see myself having a future.
Right.
So when I presented to her this conversation this man had, and I told her, like, you know, a lot of times because of how things are in this world with the stereotypes, we as men are always expected to step out and cheat. But when it happens and the shoe is on the other foot, there's never a storyline spoke on how we're supposed to carry it or how it's viewed when the shoe is on the other foot. And I say from experience, I feel like now, like, be honest with you, our marriage and our relationship is growing stronger. And being that I'm 30 plus years old at this point, and I can honestly say I never experienced heartbreak. That's for one.
Right.
You know, I watched my mom struggle with my dad, but me, myself personally, I had never experienced heartbreak. So this was pretty much like my first. I've been broken in as being a virgin of heartbreak. But I understand it now, and even to say I never say I deserve what happened to me to happen to me, but in a small sense, I felt like I needed that because it taught me something about me that I had no idea because I had never been put in that position to know how I would react to it. But what I tell people is, and I say this strongly for my women, wholeheartedly, stop looking for something in a man that you can't find in yourself.
Period.
That's the quickest way. That's the quickest way to drive a man away.
Right. Right.
If he can't hold you up to the same standards and expectations that you want to hold him up to, don't waste that man's time. He won't waste yours.
Right.
A lot of times, trust me, brothers don't be beat on dealing with a toxic person or somebody that's not going anywhere.
Yeah. Right. Oh my goodness! Everybody is loving you. Thank you. I just thank you so much. Thank you. Real, thank you. That takes a lot of courage to be open and to be honest. And let me tell you something. You know why things are getting better in your marriage? Because that situation has helped you grow in a whole different way.
Yes, ma'am.
It did.
I mean, it's actually changed my outlook, not just as a husband, but as a father, because I have 2 daughters and a son.
Right.
And go back to what my man was speaking on, well, I think that's the point he was getting around to at some point. Like, women that are raising daughters, and this is something I told my wife personally. I just personally feel like if me to be a woman, I couldn't manifest the thought of, you know, doing things to that nature, knowing I have to raise and teach someone else the responsibility of not hurting people or doing things like
right.
that. I have to raise and teach kids to know what accountability is and accept when you do things, there are going to be consequences, whether they're good or bad.
Right.
So that's what bothers me more about today's society when it comes to people wanting to step out and cheat and all these other things, especially when kids are involved. Because at the end of the day, the only way I look at it is, regardless of what you might have felt like you were lacking, you have children to think about.
Yeah.
I couldn't dare, and what I told my wife was, I couldn't dare bear the thought of me stepping out on you and still laying in the bed next to you every day and having my son see me kiss you and tell you I love you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm living a lie. I cannot teach him to be a man and how to respect a woman if I can't walk that walk.
Right.
And that works vice versa for the women as raising daughters. It works vice versa. You know?
It does.
You can't teach a woman, you can't raise your daughter to appreciate a good man if you're not going to show them by example how to appreciate a good man, or when the man actually shows you love, to appreciate that love that you get.
Period. Right. Like I said last week, why are we sitting up here teaching, you know, our kids to be oppressed? Why are we teaching our young women to hate black men? Why? For what? It don't make no sense. But I want to thank you for coming on. I'm about to wrap up. Thank you for tuning in.
I appreciate it.
You know, thank you. You were amazing.
Please keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
Thanks. Okay, so, you know, before I go tonight, this was a good show. I want to thank every single person that commented and every single person that called in, because, see, now we're sowing seeds into each other. You understand? Now we're sharing testimony that is helping each other grow. You know, this isn't a platform, you know, about agree and disagree. This is about hearing things here tonight and having a better perspective for ourselves. But one thing that I want to say before I go, because, you know, a lot of women have something to say, you know, when a man cheats. And all I'm saying is let the energy be the same. That's all I'm saying. Because it's a lot of women that have sat up and covered for their friend cheating on her husband, has covered for her friend cheating on her man, has knowingly knew that her friend was stepping out on her relationship or her marriage. Did y'all say anything though? It's a different kind of energy. It's wrong. It's wrong. I've been in those kind of situations. And I said it's wrong. You shouldn't do that. Because how would you feel if he does that to you? And that person was like, you right. Absolutely. Absolutely. If there's something wrong in the marriage, something wrong in the relationship, talk about it. Communicate about it. But we can't call ourselves in relationships with people and in marriages with people and not paying attention to each other, not talking to each other, not depositing into each other. That's when you become roommates. That's when it shifts from a relationship to we're just roommates, because you're giving off roommate energy. That's what you're giving off. So that's when I say some people weren't cheated on, they were roommates, because that's what you're treating the person that you're supposed to be in a relationship with. The relationship died a long time ago. The marriage died a long time ago. Any relationship in any marriage that doesn't have any kind of abuse and it can be revived. It can come back to life, but that depends on the two people and how hard that they want to work. So no, this isn't a platform that's one-sided. This is a platform to talk about things that other people don't want to talk about and things that are ignored. It's always cheating from, one side. And it's like a man never gets to say, oh, I cheated because, I needed somebody that was going to listen to me. I needed someone that was going to comfort me. I needed someone that wasn't going to bash me. I needed somebody that wasn't going to sit up and argue with me. That's what I needed. And one thing led to another. But it's like our men are just convicted without even being able to tell their side of the story, tell how they feel or anything. But a woman can sit up all day long and say, I cheated because he wasn't satisfying me. I cheated because I felt like, he didn't care about me. He wasn't around. My needs weren't being met. Us women always get to tell our side of the story. Men don't get to tell their side of the story. So it's not about one side or the other, but it is about the side that nobody talks about. But I appreciate everybody that, called in, everybody that tuned in. This was an amazing show. I'm looking forward to so many more, amazing shows. But I want everybody to, walk away from this show and have learned something. I hope that it's women out there that are saying, you know what? I have not been doing what I'm supposed to do in my relationship. I have not been doing what I'm supposed to do in my marriage. I hope there's men out there that is opening their eyes. I hope everybody's eyes is opening by the information that was discussed here tonight. I love y'all so much. I will see y'all during the week when I go live. But thank you for tuning in episode 3. Will be next Sunday, same time. Meet me here, same call-in number. So I just want to thank y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I enjoyed y'all. Good night.